Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. Thank you for joining us on episode 123 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom. I'm here with Trevor and Damon. What's up, guys?
I'm bored of you guys already.
You're not supposed to tell them we've already been talking for like an hour. They're not supposed to know that.
That might be a hint, people. I don't know. But,
oh, gosh. Yeah, that things are happening. Yeah.
But it has nothing to do with the special cool thing that we're working on, which, actually, we should get some insight on Monday.
Oh, we should?
I think.
Okay.
I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's exciting news that we learned just right now. This is excellent.
Progress is happening, and none of you know what we mean.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I did enjoy reading the guesses, though. I enjoyed the guesses.
Yeah,
I always
there's some good ones in there.
There's some good ones. Yeah. So I just got my magic bands. I shared that on the group, and I noticed I ended up getting that new DVC band, the one that's like kind of turquoise, which is not really a color I would typically buy. I'll say that. Turquoise and pink, usually not my colors, but I decided to go out on a limb. So I got those, and I noticed the DVC one actually says "Welcome Home" on it, so it's it's appropriate. It's got to get the name of our show on it. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Are you going to be wearing Welcome Home shirts every day?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be wearing a hat at least every day. Yeah. So I'll have a hat.
Okay.
For sure. I usually like to wear the hat because I always wear a hat when I'm at Disney. So I usually rock the hat. So yeah, I'll have something Welcome Home on. I'll throw on the polo one day too. Our polos that we got a little while ago.
I have to say I'm going to have to go with a tri-blend. Now that I've kind of bought some other shirts from TeePublic, the tri-blend is where it's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't even know that was an option. I need to order some stuff from there.
The tri-blend is an option, and I have to tell you, it's very nice.
I have to mention I meant to order a Welcome Home mask, but I'm like too late at this point. I totally forgot, and it's just there's no way I'd get it in time at this point. So.
Yeah, but you have the hat, so
yeah, the hat's fine. Yeah, the hat's fine. I got the shirt. So.
I wish we had bucket hats, but
I'll get you bucket hats. All right.
How long has it been? I've been asking for bucket hats, Trevor. I feel like it's almost a year.
Has it? I don't know. Time is kind of losing all concept for me. So
can I get a bucket hat before I go in November, Tom? Come on.
Before you go in November, I think we can make that happen. Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't find a good place to get bucket hats done. So because the one place we decided we were going to stop getting stuff from them.
Yeah.
The place that made our hats, right? So
and bucket hats are so expensive unless we did like.
We'd have to do a pretty big run of them.
So what if we went from the other hats that we had for giveaways to bucket hats for giveaways?
Do people really like bucket hats though? Besides you,
well, that was some of the comments in the guessing thread.
Bucket hats. It's not that everybody, but
it's not bucket hats. No.
Yeah,
I wish it was. To be honest with you,
but that does answer your question if people want bucket hats.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean they want them. They're just guessing that's what.
No, I think Katie said she wanted a bucket hat, and then the discussion went into how big people's heads were. So I think that there's,
of course,
bucket hats aren't adjustable, are they?
They come in different sizes, though.
Yeah, so that would be the problem too. Is we'd have a size thing.
No, it's large heads only. Everyone else is just
large heads only. All right. Well, that seems like it's going to be hard to give those away then.
Why?
Because we have one size, and then
you tell me in every family there's a large head.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
I mean, and the thing is, maybe
I'll get you a bucket hat.
Okay. Can I just get a bucket hat? Like just me. I don't. Everyone else doesn't get one. They don't get one. But
that's fine.
I need a bucket hat.
If you just need one for yourself, we can make that happen.
I ordered my son a bucket hat, and they were one-offs. It was just so expensive, though.
For a one-off, yeah.
One-off was like $80. Like, it's brutal.
Yeah, anytime you do a one-off with any of that stuff, it's always super expensive. So anyway, but I mean, listen, we'll have more details on the thing that we're teasing here. But we enjoyed the guesses. I keep guessing if you want. Thank you to Jeremy for starting that topic, because we didn't start that topic in the group. He decided to start that. So I thought it would bother more people. I thought people would be bothered by the fact that we were teasing something and not giving any details. But
I don't think people care that much.
Yeah, people don't care that much, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think it's fun too. You know, we don't have to give everything away, right?
That's true. That's true. All right, let's get started here. So we got Sal via email, and Sal is a name I really love. So Sal, it's a great name. First of all, it just reminds me of being home in Jersey. So, but hey guys, absolutely love the show. Listen, every
Wait, there's
week
Italian people in your part of Jersey?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The part that you claim doesn't exist.
I was just making sure.
Sal is from New York, though. So as Sal tells us, he's from New York. So much great info, and the conversation makes for entertaining podcasts. Listening to all the talk about Magical Express, I used it years ago when I lived in New York, but now I live in Florida, so no longer need it. However, do you think that one of the reasons they stopped it is because before the announcement of the closing, I saw on social media it was one of the most complained about services that they weren't charging for. People trashed it. It's late. They pick you up way too early. So do you think from a business standpoint, it makes sense for them to discontinue it because in a year or so, all the talk will be about it will be past. So no more complaints. From a guest satisfaction standpoint, if people don't like something, why keep doing it? And he said, for example, if you had a segment of your podcast that people trashed all the time, wouldn't you stop doing it to get better ratings?
Not. Absolutely not.
Damon wouldn't let us stop it.
Yeah,
I would not.
Yeah. He would want to do it more.
More.
And he said, just a thought. And then he said, anyway, Damon's awesome. So that's... part of me thinks that this is Damon's alias, and he just wrote an email to us.
So I can tell you that I'm not friendly, very good friends. I know some Sals, but I'm not super friendly. Like, they would do this for me. So on the side. So this is not a relative of mine, I can tell you.
Okay. Right. Yeah. So Damon is awesome. Damon is, a lot of people love you, and then there's the people that don't like you. But the people that do love you, there's like a Damon army like out there that loves Damon. So
I mean, again, if you don't like me, why are you listening? But whatever.
Yeah. Or you can just ignore Damon. Just
ignore
skip
me.
over.
Maybe there should be like an app that just cuts me out of all the podcasts.
Yeah, it's only a third of the conversation, so you
Right.
can take that out.
Exactly. You just skip over it. Use that 10-second ahead button, or 30-second ahead, whatever it is.
I talk a lot, though. I don't know. You might need. I'm going to say, that would be something interesting to go through and to see what percentage of the discussion. But it would have to be a show, though, that I stay for the whole thing, and that's a rarity in and of itself. But if it was a full show, do I talk the most? I think I probably do.
You might. It's possible. I probably talk the most just because I'm like doing the intro and the outro and guiding a lot of the conversation.
I don't think those things count, though.
Oh, those don't count. Okay.
Yeah,
so
those don't count.
Here's what we need to do. We need to start a Patreon, and then each month I will release every episode with just Damon's material just bleeped out. Like it's the whole podcast.
If it's a Patreon, I think it would be the other way. It would be with my material,
Damon?
just ramped up to an extra high volume. So my levels all go up whenever I speak.
We can have both. We can have both options. Yeah. We can have a Damon free version. Yeah. Go ahead, Trevor.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can have the options, right? You can either have all Damon or no Damon.
There you go. But I just want it to be like a censor bleep. I want it to be like beep, not even just like remove him. I want it to be like he's censored.
I'm censored. Wow. Again, I know that I noticed we got another bad Damon review, which again is great. Like I
another
love those.
1 star. Yeah,
I love those. Those are the best. The thing is that listen, everybody, it doesn't really do anything. And again, for all the people that want to chime in and say it's going to help us change the show, it is never going to do that. It's never going to make us go, oh man, some people don't like Damon. Maybe we should tone it down. That is never going to happen. So you're wasting your time. But I chuckle to it. So
you telling Damon how much you hate him just makes him want to be more him.
Makes me grow stronger. It's Voldemort. That's it.
I was going to say,
it just
you
makes
guys
me grow stronger.
Like these people have obviously not watched Star Wars because it's like Palpatine, right?
Yeah.
Let your hate flow through you.
Exactly. It seems like such a waste of their effort and time. Again, because I saw somebody then posted like, well, Damon, maybe it will help you, change the It's not going to do that ever, ever.
Yeah,
and there's people like Sal that love it. So there we go.
Yeah, we should probably answer Sal's question.
Yeah, we probably should. Yeah. I actually completely agree with what Sal's saying here.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it because it's funny how short people's memories are because when Magical Express, people were complaining about it all the time. Like, I got to leave 3 hours early.
But here's the thing, though.
And,
I saw a post about this, right? And people complained, like there was somebody that was saying the same thing. And this is a recent post. It must have been in the last day or two, right? Because for all the things that, again, I don't pay attention to Disney. I don't do, all I do is pay attention to Disney. And what was interesting about the post is that so many people were like, hey, but Orlando Airport necessitates that. Right. That leaving early all the time and then picking people up. They explained it all. So it is a huge perception. It's not reality of why people don't like it, I feel like. So I agree. I'm agreeing with this, that since the perception is so bad and it's not even rooted in any sort of reality, their only way to combat it is to cut it off. To cut it off.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, some people, though, too, it's like, I know some people that are like, I don't want to leave 3 hours early. I'll just take an Uber instead, and I'll go an hour early or whatever.
And then they're late and they miss their flight.
Well, yeah, exactly. But at least, they can't blame Disney for that. And then, the other one, too, was with the luggage delivery, how long it would take for the luggage to show up. You'd see people complain about that. You'd see people complain about the buses stopping at 5 different places on the way there. So it does feel like a thing that people complained about a lot. I mean, that was something you would
And it's not like they were paying for it to make it really worthwhile for Disney, where they have, 10 other people taking the complaints and finding your luggage and answering this and doing that. I'm with Sal on this one.
Yeah, I agree with Sal.
And the funny thing is, I'm going to reference myself from the future here because I can do that right now. It's funny how people forget, 4 years ago, how it was versus now. Like it feels like these things have been around forever, but the reality is, we all get so wound up in how it is at the time. And like Sal is saying is, when you stop doing it, people will forget. People have a very short attention span. They'll forget how it was before. And then when, either it's, Mears is running it or whenever the next thing comes along, people will be focused on that. I know a lot of people, the initial shock of, them taking the Magical Express away was, there was a reaction to it, but in a year or two, you're not going to remember how good or how bad it was. Yeah.
Stay tuned for
like
whoever says the exact same thing next episode.
The future is a strange thing, people.
But it's funny to me, though, because it's like this a lot of times with stuff at Disney, and especially because, when Happily Ever After came along and replaced Wishes, people are like, oh, Wishes is gone. And I'm like, I look forward to 10 years from now when they get rid of Happily Ever After for people to have the same thing. Like, they're getting rid of Happily Ever After. Like, it's the same.
I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be crying when Happily Ever After goes away.
That's what I'm saying. But that's how it always, Magical Express has only been around for 15 years. It's not like it's been, and Disney World has been open for 50. So, it's not not like it's been there the whole time. This has been a blip in time. So it's funny though how people, and like he's saying here, people were trashing it all the time. Like people enjoyed the service, but a lot of people hated
Jeremy loved it though. I think Jeremy was one of the few people that loved it without any sort of downside.
Yeah,
I never complained about it. I thoroughly enjoyed not having to think about getting to and from the airport, but that doesn't mean that I can't manage that myself.
Well, yeah, exactly. And at the same time though, a lot of people complain about it, but it was a free service, right? So it's a free service. How much can you really complain about something that's free, right?
People will do
it. It wasn't free, exactly. It was a complimentary service. So they worked
That's true. It was included in your price, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Which, gives the perception of free, but really, no, it was never a free service. Yeah, it's just, it was nice because you didn't have to think about it. But, I'll eventually forget about it, and it'll be I remember it was nice, riding the bus, but
I think that's going to be the problem, right? Nostalgia is a powerful thing. Everyone's going to fondly remember it and then be mad when it's gone, even though they hate it now.
Yeah,
that's how it goes, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly how it goes.
All right, let's see. All right, so Chris has us. This is a tough one. Why does Disney hate those of us who love the People Mover? Continually testing, but no reopen date. I don't love the People Mover, so I don't care that much.
Well, there is a reopen date. They just keep moving it. Like one exists. They just keep pushing it back.
I'll speak for my wife on this one because she is one of those people that loves the People Mover. And, I take it as, they want to make sure that it's what everyone expects it to
burn up. I mean, sorry, that's not.
They want to make sure that it's functioning properly because it is a very beloved attraction, and you know, for all the blowback that they've gotten about the People Mover in Disneyland, I'm pretty sure Disney knows very well that if the People Mover shut down permanently in Disney World, that, you know, there could be riots. So
can we get a better People Mover? Can we get a themed People Mover? Can we get something like cooler?
Like it's already Tomorrowland themed. Yeah. How, like, what else would you theme it as?
I don't know. Can I get like each car as a different character? Like something? Can I get?
I mean, like the Skyliner?
Yeah, some.
Yeah, we have that. It's called the Skyliner.
Yeah, but it's not the People Mover.
But it is a People Mover.
It is.
Yeah. It does move people, that's for sure.
I love. So my wife and I love the People Mover. It's one of those things that's like like one of our favorite things at Disney, just because it's relaxing. It gives you a chance to kind of like just, you know, get off your feet for a few minutes, and it gives you like a nice little tour of things. Like, it's just one of those weird things that we really love. And I think the problem here is that the People Mover are super old and they just don't have the parts for it anymore. So I think it's just taking a really long time for them to get the parts and for them to fix, you know, the problems that are with it. So I believe that's what the issue is here. Because I think I actually read an article with a quote from somebody from Disney saying that basically that the ride's really old and it, you know, they need to take their time to fix it and get the parts that they need and all that kind of stuff. So, listen, I'm hoping it opens earlier than 5. I was just at 5/1. So May 1st, which is when it's supposed to open now. Mostly because I'm going to be there, you know, April 29th. So my hope is that it will open sooner than that, and I can take a ride on it. But I'm not holding my breath. They've delayed it like 4 times now. So
can I just? Sorry, I got to call BS on the whole. You know, it's hard to find parts. They have trains from the 1900s.
They do, yeah.
I mean, you just make parts. If your job is to make parts, how long does that take?
Yeah.
It's a good question, unless it's just not working like they're expecting. I think they're also currently getting sued over the People Mover, too, because some cars bumped into each other and somebody hurt their neck or something. So that could also be factoring into this.
Yeah,
thing.
There could be some OSHA upgrades that they're trying to do, and that's
like
fine.
Control systems and stuff like that, safety systems, yeah.
So I get that, but, you know, I guess, you know, the whole idea that, you know, it's hard for them to find parts. Like I said, you know, they have trains running that were, you know, the original train in Disneyland was like from the early 1900s, and they've maintained those things, you know, pristinely here this entire time. And like Damon said, you know, they've got a machine shop. Yeah, they've got a machine shop. They've got guys there who can source parts for them when they need to. It's just a matter of, like you said, we don't know what the actual problem is behind the scenes.
Yeah, we don't. But go ahead, Trevor. Damon, sorry.
No, I was just going to say we don't. So.
Yep. All right. So Dan wants to know, imagine you're at Epcot with your family. You go to use the restroom at the back of France by yourself. A cast member approaches you when you exit the restroom and asks you if you could do a test ride for a new Ratatouille ride. But it can only be you, and you have to answer right then. What's your answer?
First of all, who goes to the bathroom by themselves ever?
I do. I mean, then again,
you only have one kid and it's a girl.
I do. And she's a girl. Yeah. So that's.
I mean, it's, you know, bathroom breaks are usually like the whole family's like, hey, we all need to stop. Like,
exactly. I'm sure your wife probably is not going to be going to the bathroom by herself. Right. So
probably not. No, probably not.
I mean, my 2 boys would be with me. So if they're asking me and my 2 boys are right there. So let's just pretend I'm going to the bathroom by myself.
Yeah.
Okay, let's pretend your kids walked out before you and they're waiting for you outside, and then the cast member catches you on your way out.
Okay, so let's pretend. Yeah. No, because Ratatouille's stupid. So I'd be like, nah.
Damon's the wrong person to ask this question to.
You can save your Ratatouille and get me some free strawberry crepes, and we might have a different answer.
Yeah, if they said you want to test out the crepe restaurant. Yeah, you're in.
No, I wouldn't do that. The only time I've ever done a ride by myself was the Harry Potter one, and I was so sick because, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows the story, but the long and short of it is that I was there opening week. It was closed. The cast member said to me, why don't you come earlier than the park opens up? Trust me. And I was like, okay. And no one in my family, they were like, nah, I never heard that from anybody. You're going to go there and sit around and wait like a fool. Well, I ended up getting to the park at like 7:30, maybe 7:20, because I walked there because we were staying at one of the hotels. I walked there, ended up riding the Harry Potter ride like 6 times in a row and was so sick because it was before they made all the changes to it. So it was like way up close, and again, rode it 6 times in a row and was like messed up for that day. So I think based on that incident, I would say no regardless.
Well, I feel that's a little self-inflicted, Damon, because you didn't have to ride it 6 times.
What was I going to do? Think about it. I was there. It's 7:20. I ride the ride. It's now 7:25, and I go, well, my family's not showing up till 8 o'clock.
I'm not gonna lie, Trevor. Like one time we did the to 2 a.m. Extra magic hours, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and Big Thunder was walk on, and I think we did it 3 or 4 times in a row. We just kept going back on it.
Brutal,
so I
man.
mean, yeah. I get it. I
mean, I feel like Ratatouille is also one of those rides that would be something you'd want to experience with a family. It's not a thrill ride, so I want to kind of experience it with the family. I would probably say no, thank you.
I feel like my wife and daughter would be very mad at me if I just went on a ride without them like that. They'd also wonder where I went. I think my wife would start to worry that I, disappeared on them. So I think that would be a concern too, because it kind of sounds like you have to answer right then and then walk away and not tell anybody where
you're in the bathroom for a while is what they're thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or you're going to lie.
You have your phone, though. You could text them.
You could text your wife and be like, oh, man, I'm going to be in here a while.
Yeah.
Yes, it must have been something I ate at Food and Wine. I'm going to be in here a while, honey. I'll be out of here. Yeah, that's what you got to do.
You see, I'm in a weird position where, like, my wife is, I don't think she wants to ride it because those trackless rides mess with her. Like, she gets dizzy on those kinds of things. So she would probably, if I said I'm going by myself, she wouldn't be mad, but then my son would be standing there going, what the heck? But I also know he would understand, he wouldn't be mad, but yeah, part of me would be like, I want to be here with my family, but
what's the benefit of going on it by yourself? I hear downsides.
Then I don't have to fast pass it later.
Yeah.
But your son doesn't get to go on it at all?
Well, he would eventually go on it. It would just be, I would come back and be like, yeah, that was fun. And then our day would continue on.
Yeah, I just don't see the upside. I see only downside.
Yeah, I think the hard part is it's one of those situations where when you experience something really cool, but there's nobody around to share it with, it kind of diminishes how cool the thing was.
I don't know. Harry Potter was freaking cool, man. And I was the only one. And it was still, I was like, yo, you guys got to go on this ride. It's crazy.
But the difference was your family was given the choice to opt out. They
didn't trust the fact that it really came down to no one believed. They thought I was lying to them that a dude on the side was like, psst, yo, come back tomorrow at 7:20. And they were like, yo, get out of here with that. No one told you that. And I was like, I'm telling you, this dude told me that. And they were like, all right, well, you go then. And I was like, all right, then I'm going to go. How's that?
Yeah. So like I said, the difference there is that you had the conversation and they knew that they had a choice there. This case, though, is you don't have a choice. The person, the rest of your family just has no idea that you've done this. So
yeah,
it makes it, yeah.
I think it kind of makes you a chump if you go. I'm sorry to say. Yeah.
Damon, was this pre-rrhubarb or post-rhubarb?
This was pre-rhubarb.
Okay.
I think what it was, too, is that...
Which is probably why rhubarb worked.
Why rhubarb worked, yeah. So I think the problem was that it was a little bit of a longer walk. We were staying at the Royal Pacific, and it was a walk. And think about it. You're talking about being in the morning. I had to leave because there's no boats or anything going at that point. So I probably left at 7. And I think that they were just all like, you know what? We're not getting up at 6:40 to get, well, no, it's 7. So I probably rolled out of bed at 6:57. But like to get up and go. And the kids were younger too at that point. I want to say like 7 and 5, maybe.
Oh, so yeah, that's.
I think my wife was just on some like, it's just kind of early. I probably don't believe him, but I don't want to say that, so I'm just gonna go with it's kind of early. Why don't you go over there and tell us how it all turns out? And again, I get over there and I'm like, yo, this ride is crazy, and they're like, okay, I guess we'll be over there. The kids have to eat breakfast, and then it was 8 o'clock already. But I'm telling you, the entrance. the way that they did Harry Potter was so weird at the beginning. Like, I think, I mean, it worked out great for me, but there was just like this gate at Harry Potter, and you either could get in or get out. And it's like they were counting the number of people coming in and out on each side. It was crazy. It was crazy, but it was fun. I think that was, like I said, walking through Harry Potter with, I'm telling you, there was nobody there. Like, there was the ride people and like me and maybe like 10 other people. I kid you not. Like, I was riding that ride, and in each row, it was just me. It was like I was on the ride by myself because I was in the car by myself because there was nobody there. The only thing that wasn't great about it is they were making you come through single rider line. So you did not get to go through the whole experience, which again is very cool on Forbidden Journey.
All right. If you don't know what rhubarb is, you got to listen back to an old episode. I don't even remember what episode it was, but it was probably a while ago now. So.
Yeah,
we need to figure out how to tag that in the episode so that people can find it.
Oh God, I don't even know what episode it was.
It was when I came back from Toy Story Land opening.
It's a Damon trip report somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
Damon trip report somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so let's see. The next one, I like this question. So Timothy says, let's say Walt Disney World gives you the option of being a Club 33 member for the week, or you get to host a private party one night at Top of the World Lounge, fully catered and free of charge. What do you choose and why? I think the problem I have is that I don't know enough people to have the party that
worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. How many people do I have to get to come with me to make this worth it?
What if
you
make
friends at the resort? Like, I could make friends real quick if I needed to.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that though. I would say, yeah,
listener party.
I would say that yes, I would. If I had to do that part of it, I would make it a listener party, and everyone in Florida could just come. That I would do.
Yeah.
But that would be my second option. I'm gonna tell you, I think I do the Club 33 member for a week because it's more appropriate as a benefit to the family.
Oh, I totally agree. I'm totally doing Club 33 for a week, not only for the lounges, but there's all those benefits you get with it too, right? So I still get all the benefits. Do I still get to do like the private, do I get a plaid for a couple days? Like, I would do it just for that.
Buy an annual pass for cheap, or I assume fairly cheap.
Well, no, it comes with it.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if you're getting all of that. Are you?
Yeah.
If you're a member, it assumes you get all the privileges of being a member, right?
Okay. All right.
Just for that week, though, I guess, right? So,
yeah,
because you get 5-day-long guided VIP tours, so you could spend your whole week.
A day?
So every day would be plaid day.
Yeah, every day would be plaid day. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win right there. Is right. So, and then there's the private concierge service. I'm just looking at all the stuff here. Let's see. And a limited number of instant fast pass reservations, which doesn't matter right now, but you would get some too. So
yeah,
and then of course the lounges and all that.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. If it was a a listener party, the lounge, but otherwise Club 33. If it was just us.
I'm just realizing I'm reading this on our boy Ziggy's website. We haven't talked to Ziggy in forever. I gotta reach out to Ziggy.
Ziggy, I keep telling Tom to have you on the show, so that's on him, and he knows it. Tom knows it too.
You're not wrong. All right, I gotta reach out to Ziggy. I haven't talked to Ziggy in a while. I'll reach out and say hey. So,
all right, the two next ones are pretty good too. If you had to get a private 4-hour family VIP tour of Magic Kingdom with a Disney character, who would the character be?
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, that's hard to me.
Yeah, that's hard. Like, what do I get to pull from? Like, do I get to pull from any character that ever existed? Do I get to pull from just the ones that are at Magic Kingdom? Like, what's my deal here?
See, like, I wouldn't want one that's like, Winnie the Pooh or something, because it feels like you'd walk really slow. I want to move fast.
Launchpad.
Yeah.
Scrooge. I'll take Scrooge.
See, I would go Stitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going Scrooge.
I don't even. I have no idea how to even answer this question.
Actually,
I'm going to say
Boba
Gaston.
Fett?
I'm going to go Gaston.
I was going to say Hold on, just to back up a second. A character like Stitch would definitely be fun, but a face character like Gaston, you get a whole other level of interaction. Like, actually, maybe I might change my answer to possibly like the Evil Queen.
That's good. What about a Stormtrooper?
Boba Fett. Yeah, Boba Fett.
Stormtrooper's just too normal these days. I hate to say it.
Yeah, but like you're walking around like with a guy with
they have the banter that they
they have the banter. Yeah,
You're in Magic Kingdom too to boot, which is weird.
Yeah, it makes it a little weird.
Which is cool.
Yeah, it does. It makes it cool, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
All right, we gave everyone some answers there. All right. Would any of y'all is that
y'all.
wait, that's your group again. That's
DVC
your group.
y'all.
Yeah.
DVC y'all. Consider moving to Orlando or Anaheim. Follow up if your answer was no. Would you move if you had a job in your field? The answer is so big of a no. I don't think I could make it even more of a no than a no could be no.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather would do it for me. Sorry to say. I'm not doing it.
It's too hot.
Too hot. That's what I'm saying. Couldn't do it.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me is just moving across the border. There's a whole lot of additional logistics moving from Canada to the US,
but let's pretend
like
there aren't though. Like let's look outside the practicality. Would you want to live in Orlando?
I like the magic of Disney, and I still think that the magic of Disney gets a little ruined if you're there all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Trevor, if you had your choice, though, which would you rather go to, Orlando or Anaheim, since you're kind of more...
If I had to live at one of them? Dang it. That's not... Oh, I can't answer that right now.
I think I'd go Anaheim if I had to live there.
Well, because you go to California, the weather's a little better, right? So...
Yeah, I'm going to Cali, I think.
Yeah, no... I can't answer that. I honestly can't answer that, because I like...
I do fear earthquakes, though.
Yeah,
I will tell you that I do fear earthquakes.
Well, earthquakes or hurricanes. I mean, that's
you get one or the other, right?
I fear earthquakes more than I fear hurricanes. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because Damon, you and I have lived through some. I mean, we're not on the coast, but we still get.
Dude, there was still a tornado 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, there were tornadoes 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a thing. But my answer to this is a maybe. My wife and I was, discussed before, like our retirement jobs being like, a greeter at Disney. So I could see us doing this someday, but not right now. I don't know. I can't deal with the heat either. I don't know how I would deal with that. But anyway, that's something that maybe I would do someday.
All right. So here's our last question. We kind of added this one in. This is from Chris. We have our first stay coming up as owners and our second ever on property. We're doing a split stay and moving from Bay Lake to Saratoga on a non-park day. Any recommendations for fun activities for that day? While we're waiting for our room, we have 2 kids under 10 and we'll have a car. Definitely open to ideas. I think I'm doing a Disney Springs pool day, personally, if that was me.
Okay.
Maybe golf. I mean, I guess you could do mini golf too.
Mini golf,
I would hit up Fantasia and Winter Summerland. I mean, you can easily blow a couple of hours between the two of them.
Yeah, and especially with kids under 10, because the holes are all they're kind of sloped in, to say the least. So it's not hard. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm in my 40s and I suck at golf, so it's still good for me.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever wanted to do the foot golf? They have a whole foot golf course there. Have you seen that?
No.
Do you guys know what
like
I'm talking
soccer
about?
golf?
Yeah.
Where?
At Disney somewhere. They do foot golf.
Yeah.
Is it on one of the regular courses or?
I don't know.
All right. If that's the case, I would.
I'm gonna find this link for you. Yeah,
I think
Oak Trail golf course.
I like mini golf too much.
No, my son would love this because he plays soccer. I'm looking.
I got the link for you, Dave. I got the link.
Oh, I'm already there, Tom.
Oh, you're there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out how much it costs, but it's still loading.
Yeah, I don't think, and this is one of those rare things that's actually open right now too. So, and this is something you could do if you go down. Well, you're going without the kids though, maybe.
No, my oldest will come regardless.
Okay, cool.
And he's the one that plays soccer.
Yeah, so that would be good for him. Yeah, 9 holes, I think it says. $29. There you go.
Oh, word! I'm definitely there.
Wait, it's $29. Depends on when you're going. So if you're in the summertime, it's only $20. It looks like.
Yeah, but so what?
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, and he'll still be 17, so 40% off.
Nice.
There you go. Well,
nice.
Okay, so that works for you, Damon. So back to what Chris was saying.
Well, maybe they want to play foot golf. You never know.
Yeah, it does say under 18 years old is 40% off. That's not bad.
That's quite.
Yeah, I guess you can try that. I think we did kind of answer. Definitely, explore things like mini golf. It's also a good opportunity to maybe spend a day at Disney Springs. Just like Disney Springs is bigger than you think. So,
huge.
yeah. So, you can spend a lot of time just wandering around there, finding shops and stuff like that. And we've talked lots about the food options there too.
Lots of food options.
When someone says something and now I'm just out, like I'm out for this episode because I'm all about foot golf.
No, oh man, I've ruined it for the episode now because now all you're looking at is foot golf.
Now all I'm looking at is foot golf.
Damon's planning his next trip.
Yep, there you go.
Wow, this is really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I just found out recently that they had that, and I was like, oh, that's really cool because I don't play regular golf, but I'm like, I could do foot golf. I could play that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Well,
I'm watching the video, everybody. Sorry.
I was going to say, well, Damon's doing that. Maybe we should do our ad.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
What did you say? What were you going to say, Damon?
No, I said then I can talk about my carving piece after the ad.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Trevor. Let's do a DVC resale market.
All right. Okay, so DVC Resale Market, a World of DVC company, is the leader in the DVC resale industry with 13 former Disney Vacation Club guides and 3 former Disney Vacation Club quality assurance managers. If you're thinking of buying DVC, browse the largest selection of DVC resale listings anywhere, with DVC experts on hand 7 days a week to answer your questions. If you're thinking of selling, turn to the friendly professionals at DVC Resale Market, where over 98% of listings sell within 30 days. In 2020, DVC Resale Market helped over 3,600 families join or add on to their memberships. Go to dvcresalemarket.com or call 1-844-DVC-PROS. That's 382-7767. When you speak to them, please make sure you let them know that Welcome Home sent you.
All right. Now, hopefully, if Damon's done watching videos about foot golf,
I'm done watching the video. I just want to know: has anyone played foot golf?
I haven't. I've never done it,
Nope.
but it looks fun to me. I want to do it. Yeah,
I would think
just
it's
feel
as
like
fun as Frisbee golf.
The only problem is that I'm looking at this and I was watching the video. Is my son is going to just clap me at this?
Oh, he's going to destroy you. Like,
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, he's 17 years old. He plays soccer, and he's going to college to play soccer. Like, he's going to destroy me.
He's going to destroy you.
I feel like we need to get video evidence of this.
I need to see this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing. My wife has, the last time we played soccer, it was before we moved down here, and we played a family against another family soccer for bragging rights. And she stepped on top of the ball and took a dive. And it was so funny. And she actually got hurt, unfortunately, but it was still funny that we bring it up to this day. We were actually just talking about it yesterday. So I don't even know if she would play, but I don't know. It would be interesting. So anyway, this is what I'm about. 90-day advance reservation required, by the way.
Oh, geez. Really?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's far ahead. And so you have to do it 90 days ahead? You can't call a week ahead?
I don't know. I'm just seeing foot golf, 90-day advance res. That's it.
They probably recommend it, but
yeah,
it's just one of those things to ensure you get the spot you want, right?
Yeah, I'm betting it's just a recommendation. You might be able to call or later than that and get it. Or I guess later. Whatever.
Time's weird.
Yeah, time is weird. You want to talk about your wood carving?
Well, so I'm looking right now, and actually, I could get today at later.
Oh,
in the
okay,
day.
you could. So you could do it today if you wanted to. Okay.
If I wanted to play with 4 people, I don't think I'd ever want to play foot golf with another 2 people that I didn't know personally.
Right.
That's going to be Yeah, I might have to just do because the way I am is I would do the 4-person and then just
have
only
the 2
do 3
blank or empty spots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have my wife show. I don't think I'd want to do anyway. Yeah. So update on my wood carving piece. So I've gotten another email, which is the finalized look of the wood carving as well as where it's going to be shaded. Which, dude, it looks absolutely amazing. And some updates on the lettering and kind of the way that the characters overlap. This person is so involved in this. And then the question was about the size. So I'm going to be doing an a 24 by 18, 24 wide, 18 high, because it will be a horizontal piece. And I think that's kind of as big as I want it. I don't necessarily think I want bigger than that. They said if I wanted bigger, they could. They just didn't have the wood currently, but they could go get it. But I don't think I want anything bigger than that. I think I want it small enough to kind of be able to be put wherever I want, in a room or hung up. And I think that's probably a pretty good size.
Yeah, too big, and it limits where you can put it, right? And then I know you're not moving anytime soon, but if you do end up moving, then it becomes a challenge to fit it, right?
I think I don't want it to be a focal piece. I want it to be a talking piece. And I think any bigger, it becomes a focal piece. And then I have to start rearranging that room around that piece. So I don't even know where I'm going to put it yet, to be honest with you. So I just thought that was a fun little update. And I will start posting some more. I think I'm going to wait till it's done and then post pictures the whole process.
I was going to say, was it one of the designs you showed us, or it was?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I guess for the person that's doing the work for you, are you should probably promote them. I guess I would assume they would want,
Absolutely. Actually, what I would love to do is once it's done and I get it, maybe have them on the show.
Ooh, that'd be cool. That actually would be really cool. That would be neat for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should only mention them if they give you a discount.
No, so I can tell you right now, yes, but just, these are expensive. Did I tell you? I went back and looked at how much it was. Yeah,
I forgot how much it was.
$1,200. Yeah. So they're not cheap. So I'm super happy because I think it's an heirloom piece too.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know which one
of
your
my kids is going to get it though.
That's the problem. The problem.
The oldest kid gets it. Is that
Break out the bandsaw and cut it into 3.
I think it should be one of those things where you get it for 1 year, they get it for the next year, the third one gets it for that. You have to kind of pass it around.
That might be a good idea.
Every Thanksgiving you come together and you bring it with you.
You bring it with
it's
you.
A tradition.
In hands. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. That's pretty funny. Yeah, no, that's definitely cool. I'm excited to see it, and it's not even mine. So, but it's cool. Yeah. It's a piece of art, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, 40 minutes in, we could talk about some news. Oh man.
No,
what? Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we had a lot of fun stuff to talk about, and I don't. This first piece. Okay. So the headline is. DVC acknowledges long phone wait times and pledges improvements. I mean, okay.
And that's all I've recently. And we did not have this.
Well, I've seen people complaining in the groups like every day about it. Mm-hmm. And I have called recently. I called the billing department, which I think is why I didn't wait at all. Cause I called in and then, you do the button I hit to the accounting department. I got right through to the accounting department, but I guess this is more people trying to change their trips and everything. But listen, this isn't like, I see people complaining about this every day. This isn't just DVC that's dealing with this. This is companies all over the place are dealing with this kind of problem. I tried to call the North Carolina DMV the other day, and they just basically wait times are longer than usual. Call back later, and hung up.
Yeah, we did have that problem as well because my son's trying to get his second level license or whatever. Yeah, and it's like, nah, we're not even going to let you wait. Sorry.
Exactly. And I know people have been having problems. They've been getting waiting for hours and getting hung up on. And me personally, I just try to use the chat whenever I can. I don't know what everyone's calling about, but I know you called Damon, but sorry, Trevor.
I was going to say, just to quote what they're saying here in the announcement, it says, due to multiple circumstances, we're experiencing higher than normal call volumes, and some of you share concerns when calling member services and experiencing the extended wait times. Our advisors are continuing to address many complex situations for our members who have had their vacations interrupted by the pandemic, which often requires more time and limits the total number of members we can speak to, which, they're pretty clearly labeling what it is. And it totally makes sense is that, this is entirely unprecedented in terms of, you weren't expecting to have to call and say, hey, can you move this because, we had to cancel due to COVID, right?
People having to move their points around because of that, having all these leftover points and then all of the temporary policies that were in place. And
I'm sure it's a lot more, having to get a supervisor involved, do approvals, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not saying that they shouldn't work to fix it. I just understand the situation. So I guess I've never gotten mad about this kind of stuff because like you guys said, other companies, I call them. And, even for the trip that I just moved in from October to February, I called the airline to move my flight. And it was the same thing as, I was on hold for a ridiculously long time. But, I'm kind of at the point where it's like, yeah, okay, that's just the way it is right now. Right. And the thing is that my situation, moving it, there was some complexity to it. So again, it was like, I got on the call, explained what I wanted to do. The person had to put me on hold to go and get a manager to make the changes. But then after that, it was all good. So, as much as everyone's annoyed that they're having to wait longer, it's also when you get your turn, they're usually doing more than they would usually do on a call as well, right? Like it's
exactly.
Yeah. So it's
things are taking more time with each person, so it's more difficult, and it's more difficult to get employees too right now too. So
yeah, and so I have a hard time. I don't like getting mad at the person who's just doing their job. It's not fair to put them on blast because of them doing their job, right?
Exactly.
But
people should not be yelling at member services reps for this. I mean,
exactly.
That's not their fault,
Yeah. Like I get, leaving feedback is definitely good. And I hope that people have been giving feedback through the right channels. Like, I know that there's email addresses and stuff, but, don't, the person who's trying to, help 50 people in a day, don't sit there and tell them like, I'm mad because you took 2 hours to pick up the phone. Like they know, right? Like
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so I'm back to FootGolf. All right, so I have more FootGolf information here.
Okay,
so,
more FootGolf information. Okay,
more information. So it's offered 4 days a week, only after 2:30 p.m. on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Okay,
and DVC members, excuse me,
it's only specific times. So
only specific times, and DVC members do get a 15% discount.
Is that on top of the 40% for the younger people?
That I don't know. But there is for regular people, not under 18, you get a 15% discount. And it says it takes about an hour and a half. And here's the interesting part. This is what I found interesting, at least. So you can bring your own soccer ball or rent one. So again, we would bring soccer balls, of course, I would think. But then again, soccer balls are a pain because you got to keep them in the car and it's hot down there. But anyway, here's the interesting part. So here's the apparel. So knee length Argyle socks and a flat cap are customary, but not necessary. Okay.
Okay.
I'm full in.
You need to do it, right? You need to dress that way.
I am absolutely in on knee length Argyle socks and a flat cap. 100%.
Purely to embarrass your son, probably.
At least the Argyle socks. But
it would be better if you didn't tell him beforehand and
you just showed up,
walked out of the room like dressed that way. That would be amazing.
But here's the other thing, which I found very interesting: no soccer cleats.
Oh, okay. So just sneakers,
because it's a golf course, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you wear cleats
golf cleats. Yeah,
golf cleats.
Yeah,
but they're not as deep, I guess. A golf cleat is not as deep.
Yeah, they're really small, right? Yeah.
But you can wear soccer shoes.
Okay, just not cleats.
Yeah, so indoor soccer shoes.
Okay. They just don't want you tearing up the greens, that's all, right? That's what it comes down to.
So it is interesting though. And you'll need some sort of, polo type shirt. It looks like the same apparel that you would wear for golfing.
Interesting. So that they actually have a dress code.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you going to do this now? I'm
100% doing this. And I'm going to tell you the truth is that I think that if I can sneak away in June or July, this would be what I would go, because we're going to go and not go to the parks. I would do this.
Yep. Yeah, well, because when you mentioned you were doing a trip where you were just doing like Disney Springs and not the parks, I thought of you for this just now, especially too when I brought it up. I should have told you about it before. I feel like it's right up your alley.
Oh, 100%.
I've known about this for a little while, but yeah, no, this is perfect, right? This is perfect activity to do when you're not going to the parks. So
yeah,
nice. All right.
So let's do let's skip the next one and let's go to, what did I want to talk about? Hold on, where was it? I don't know. Now I lost it.
Maybe I deleted it.
News? No.
Did you just delete it, Tom?
I did delete it. Yeah.
What was it?
The on-ride photo preview? Is that what
Yeah, why'd you delete that?
Okay, I never know what you guys are going to want to talk about or not. I thought you were going to look at this and go, what do I care about this? So
see, everyone, what we put up with Tom? Gosh. I was like, where is this? I
what
can't
you
wait
put
to
up with
talk
what I
about
have
this.
to put up with. What are you talking about?
He does work. He deletes work. He doesn't let us talk about stuff. All right. So the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I don't understand really what it is.
That's why I deleted it, because it feels like non-news to me.
So
But
the way I read this is they're trying to, maybe this is their way of minimizing people who go searching for FastPass photos that don't get added to their account. Like I think the way I'm reading this is it's like, when your photo doesn't show up, you go and you talk to someone. So
what's going to happen? You're going to get off the ride and you're going to be able to do what?
I think what it's going to be is in the app, it'll show you like, maybe 15 minutes worth of photos around the time that you went on the ride. So you can basically narrow down or find your photo versus having to go and, either call or talk to somebody and have them having to go and hunt down the photo. To me, it sounds like they're switching from, usually it was a cast member that had to go and hunt those things down. They're putting it into the hands of the guests to allow them to go and search for themselves.
I'm just thinking to myself now, they're doing that facial recognition test. I wonder if at some point we're going to end up with photo passes using that facial recognition.
Well, I think so. And maybe this is really what they're testing to make sure that works.
Yep.
Yeah, it could be. And the only thing is I thought that the facial recognition was more of an ocular thing, which how are you going to get an ocular scan on a ride photo?
From far away, and it's sometimes
moving
in the
fast.
dark, sometimes moving really
I don't know,
fast.
man. Yeah. Have you ever been to a casino, Trevor? The cameras they have are ridiculous in casinos. I can only imagine they could do something similar.
Yeah, I suppose there's room for upgrades.
There's room for upgrades. Yeah, no, I did think this was interesting at first, because what happens a lot with some of these rides is that with the photo passes, that some people just don't get their photos, or they just get other people's photos. So it seems like they're trying to come up with a new system for this, and maybe this is just their way of testing the accuracy of the system. I don't know.
Yeah. Like any pilot, that they want to get some real world scenarios, because, you can test as much as you want, but people always manage to find out something that you never thought of. So makes sense.
So what this looks like is you get off the ride. It's a new system. If you're selected for the pilot, a pop-up comes up and it says, to make your attraction photo experience more convenient by presenting you with photos that may include you and your party. So users are presented with attraction photos that may or may not feature their party. Then they would select the photos they want to save and add it to their library. So it's basically, this to me feels like they're testing some sort of new, more accurate photo pass technology, and they're wanting to make sure that it actually works. That's what it seems like to me. But
to me, that, like I said, that this, I'm literally thinking about, when I was in Disneyland, getting off of Space Mountain and not seeing my ride photo, and then going around the corner and there was a cast member standing at a computer and saying, "Hey, I need to find this ride photo." And they flipped the screen around and they hit a button, and all of a sudden all these photos showed up, which was basically like the last 15 minutes worth of photos. And they just started searching through them they actually were looking for the color of my shirt. And then they went, "Oh, is this you?" And then they added it to my account. Like I said, I know that, they're probably doing some more back end stuff to make it a little more, figure it out quicker, or not present like hundreds of options. But this is what it looks like to me, is that they're just transferring the responsibility of finding your photos to the guest, which, I think is good, because, one, it doesn't take up cast member time to do this. And two, you know what you're looking for. So, if you're given a bunch of photos, you can very quickly go through and find your photo and be like, add that to my account and be done with it. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's, it's an
interesting test,
Yeah,
I'm always interested
good
when they're testing stuff.
Yeah, it's good that they're thinking about this kind of stuff, because, the more they can kind of automate this stuff, and the more they can minimize how much of this kind of stuff, both cast members and guests have to deal with, it does make for an overall better experience. Because, if you think about it, the whole idea of, oh, I didn't get my photos, I got to go talk to a cast member, it becomes an annoyance. if, you're standing in line for the next ride and you're just, scrolling through photos until you find your photo and then add it to your account, you forget about that. Like that's not a big deal, even though it's really the same thing at the end of the day. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So did you watch any of these videos of what they revealed about Tokyo DisneySea? It just makes me want to go to Tokyo DisneySea more.
So the interesting thing, yeah, I mean, definitely, I think I've said this before, is my brother's been there and I was totally jealous that he got to go there.
We had friends that went. We were very jealous too. We bought them tickets as they were on their honeymoon and they were going to go there. And so we bought them the tickets as their wedding gift. That's part of their wedding gift anyway. But we were jealous that they got to go.
Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, same thing, right? And yeah, this new area, or these new areas, I guess, what is it called? The Fantasy Springs.
Yeah, Fantasy Spring, yeah.
Yeah. So they've got a Peter Pan area, Frozen, and what was the third one? Tangled. Okay. Yeah. So more than a bathroom. Which
more than a bathroom and a little tower for Tangled. Yeah, good for you. You're stepping up in the world here.
Yeah, definitely. I like the concept of them. Here's something, and I keep doing this in my head, and I'm probably wrong, but this looks like a template for the possible expansions at Disneyland as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, where it's like a bunch of lands that are kind of all in the same area. Like they're not like really separated. They're all just kind of like in the same spot, but like have like, a central spot in the middle. And like, it's interesting because like you can see from the Peter Pan area, you can see the Frozen stuff, or you can see the Tangled stuff. It's not like held off. It's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a mesh of the they're all melded
kind of mushed
together. but at the same time, it's still like a designated area. And like I said, I feel like they announced this for Tokyo Disney. I wouldn't be surprised if in the back end they're already planning for that they'll build it at Tokyo and then you'll see it pop up at California I would love of those three. The Peter Pan one actually looks the most interesting to me.
I was thinking the same. The Peter Pan one looks awesome.
Yeah, like the whole the pirate ship and Neverland and all that. I would love.
And they're building. It seems like they're building like an updated version of Peter Pan's Flight too. Like it's because what does it say here? So there's an e-ticket attraction that'll be inside the mountains, and guests will fly over the jungles of Neverland into a battle with Captain Hook and his crew of pirates. Guests board boats and follow the Lost Boys down a river. Oh wait, this is a different one. I'm sorry. Wait, guests will wait. Yeah, it's the same one. Guests board boats and follow the Lost Boys down a river. When Tinkerbell sprinkles the boat with pixie dust, guests find themselves flying through Neverland on an unprecedented adventure. So this sounds like you start off in water.
It's
like next level.
Yeah, upgraded Peter Pan's Flight, right?
Yeah, right? Doesn't that sound awesome, though? Like, that sounds really cool. And I mean, I don't know how they're going to do that and pull that off, but it sounds, like you said, it sounds like an updated version of it. And sounds like it's the next level of it. And that's what they're doing in some of these parks. And then there's a second attraction in there too. Immerses guests in the oversized world of Pixie Hollow where Tinkerbell and her fairy friends live and work. And then there's a Lost Boys restaurant, which is also kind of cool.
Now, okay, so I'm going to speak, I'm probably misspeaking for Damon. So Damon had to leave because he had to go, his son had... Yeah. His son has a soccer game, I believe.
Yep.
But I'm going, okay, a Lost Boys restaurant. Is it like Hook Lost Boys restaurant?
Because, where all the food's like brightly colored and like...
Yeah. And like that crazy, like the whole Lost Boys lair in Hook is very, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't know what theme it is, but it's not a jungle. It's like this,
Yeah.
Swiss Family Robinson, I guess, would be the closest. Like, it's kind of that makeshift, everything is, cobbled together, but it looks really cool.
Well, Hook wasn't Disney though, right? So Hook
I know it wasn't, but, but that's
so,
where it's like, well, could they possibly steal from that or
steal some of that?
I don't know who made Hook. Was it?
That was a Spielberg movie. That was Steven Spielberg. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, Spielberg stuff does over like yeah. I mean, Disney could get the rights to do it.
Looks like it's owned by Sony at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was TriStar Pictures, which is Sony. So I don't know if Sony still owns it or if someone else
they own the rights to it.
Yeah, sure. They probably do. Yeah. So
that makes it harder to get. Okay, so never mind. I will stop going down that road.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's so funny that Steven Spielberg hates that movie. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, the Peter Pan section looks cool. I do like the fact that, I mean, I'm not a huge Peter Pan fan, but I think it's cool that Peter Pan's getting like its own land, even though it's kind of like a mini land.
Yeah, you know, my son watched Peter Pan, like he went through a phase with it, but yeah, we're not like huge into it right now, but it's always something that comes back around and like, I'll never say no to it, I guess is the thing. I'm not like, I have to be like, oh, Peter Pan, but it's like, yeah, you know, hey, you give me a Lost Boys area, you give me, you know, Neverland. Yeah. Okay. I'll go check it out.
You know what's weird about this? I'm just like looking at it and maybe I'll just have to watch the video, but like the Tangled section, like on the actual miniature just looks boring. There's like no colors in it. I don't know if that's just because it's the model.
A bathroom.
Yeah. That'd be great if they just built a bathroom over there. Yeah.
Because there's the buildings that kind of look like,
you know what though? If you look at the concept art, it's a lot more colorful. So it's maybe okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it could just be the modeling because it's a lot of rock work and stuff, right? Which doesn't it doesn't lend itself to a lot of color.
Yeah, it's just kind of colorless because some of the Frozen stuff is colorless too. Okay, so maybe it's just because it's the models, but I thought from watching Imagineering Story that they build off those models. So I don't know, I guess. And then, so the Tangled area is going to have a boat ride as well that's themed to the movie, follows Rapunzel to the Lantern Festival and also another restaurant too. They're doing the bar.
Snuggly Duckling?
The Snuggly Duckling. That's
Wicked.
Cool.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, I'm a fan. I would love to check that out. That's cool if they're going to build that. And then the Frozen section, you have the North Mountain there, and it looks like the castle, right? So,
do you get what's the
Frozen
guy?
After?
No. The guy
Okins. Yeah, did you get Okins? I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a good question. Let's see. I don't see anything about a ride, but I'm gonna assume they're gonna throw Frozen Ever After in there, right? Oh wait, there it is. Guests will board boats and experience the sisters' heartfelt journey while enjoying singing iconic songs and encountering surprising thrills. That sounds like it's gonna be just a
it's Maelstrom rethemed, but also in a new place.
You don't know. You know what though? Tokyo DisneySea is one of those places where Disney doesn't have to spend the money. It's not their money to spend. Like they get to build whatever they want because it's not. The budgets are blown out at that place. So maybe they'll do like an updated version and not do the exact same Maelstrom track. Maybe they'll actually up it like they did with in Shanghai with Pirates. Like do something like that. That would be cool.
That's true. Yeah, they do have the ability to do that, but there is also something to be said because, as much as people don't want to believe it, Disney is good at doing copy and paste when they need to. They may just, it may just be a matter of copying the ride and bringing it over there because, for any number of reasons, they just don't want to spend the time on development or whatever, right?
Yeah. They could. I would like to see them as they say, plus it. I think that would be cool. So
at the very least, some new effects and stuff. I mean, the effects in Frozen are pretty good and pretty recent as it is. But there's always room for improvement, right?
Every time I've gone on that, I'm still impressed with the Olaf animatronic right in the very beginning, where it legit looks like he's actually walking. It just and I'm sure it's less impressive if you saw it from behind the scenes, but from the angle they put you at, it looks really cool. Just seeing him walk. Basically.
I mean, really, all the animatronics in that ride are they're next gen,
really
right?
Good. They're next gen. Yeah. Yep. So let's do our next ad here, and then we'll talk some Disneyland stuff and wrap us up.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so Monera Financial. We just talked about DVC resale. If you're looking for financing for the DVC resale purchase, look no further than Monera Financial. Monera, a World of DVC company, is the industry leader for financing DVC resale contracts. Monera offers lending with no credit checks, often very low down payments, and terms as long as 10 years and no prepayment penalties. If you're thinking of purchasing a DVC contract, go check out their quick online quote first. You might be surprised at just how affordable joining DVC can be. Go to monerafinancial.com or call 317-245-8800. And when you speak to them, make sure you let them know that Welcome Home sent you. Okay.
All right.
So, I'm surprised Damon didn't want to talk about he was all about this Snow White's Enchanted Wish poster.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely down with the poster, but then that also means, talking about California, which he doesn't want to do.
Which he just doesn't want to do, yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, all they did was release an attraction poster, right? So we still haven't seen more of the ride. Is the ride opening with the reopening? I don't think it is, right?
Oh
no, it is. Okay,
yeah, it is. I was going to say because
okay,
they already advertised it as being open when the park opens,
okay.
and I'm pretty sure I think it was Lee in the group actually posted there was a video of them showing the new poster for Enchanted Wish. So thank you for that. And yeah, it's, I'm excited for it mainly because I want to see what they did to the ride. Cause I'm sure that it'll be, it'll be better, but I'm sure part of me will be like, well, I wish that they didn't take out all the like scary stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was scary before, but I think the poster definitely, it's setting the theme for it a little bit better. Like it's kind of the old
it's
poster.
Happier. Yeah, it's happier.
Yeah, if you look up Snow White's Scary Adventure poster, walking into the park, seeing those posters is kind of it's your preview of hey, I want to go on this ride or I don't want to go on this ride. Particularly with Snow White is kids are going, oh, Snow White, I love Snow White. But it's weird how people forget that Snow White really does have a lot of scary moments in it.
You mean as a movie? Like, it's a scary movie. Yeah, it's a scary movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always, somebody comes in there with their little girl that's like, 5 years old, dressed like Snow White, and they want to go and get on the ride. So I understand why they did this. It's definitely, targeting the actual demographic that likes Snow White. But yeah, the poster is actually a big part of this because, like I said, it's, the poster kind of gives you the preview of what you're in for. And I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks interesting. I'll be interested to see ride videos of this once the park reopens. I'm assuming they'll probably share some more details as we get closer too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, I say as we get closer, we're only basically
like 2 weeks.
We're not even two. It's a little less than 2 weeks now, right? So yeah, I mean which is so soon. But it's great that it's reopening. I'm sure we'll probably see something, but. We also got to look at the Haunted Mansion improvements. So we talked a couple weeks ago. They kind of teased that the Haunted Mansion would open with new magic. Now, I don't think that this is all that much. Like it's little things, right? It's nothing like super major.
Well, I mean, they didn't show everything either. I mean,
that's true. There's other stuff, right?
Yeah. So the big things here to understand how Disneyland is set up for the Haunted Mansion. So outside the queue area, there's like tombstones and stuff similar to Disney World. Like there's an area off to the side and there's tombstones, and there was an area that was the pet cemetery. And for a long time, the pet cemetery was actually closed off. They brought a lot of that stuff back. Like even before this, they've been bringing that stuff back in, but it looks like they've further expanded on the pet cemetery, like the tombstones and some of the gags around there, which again, like you said, I know it doesn't sound like a big thing, but
that's a key part of the ride.
Yeah, it's an update to the queue area, which is important. Yeah. Like the queue area really is as much a part of the ride as anything else. So that's good. And then also inside, in Disney World, when you get on the ride, there's that first hallway where there's all the pictures that change, as the lightning hits, it changes from a picture of a person to Medusa or whatever. They have the same thing in Disneyland, but it's actually as you come out of the stretching room and you're walking down the hallway to the ride. So that's actually where all of those pictures are. The big one that they added here, or that they showed off, was I actually had to look this up because I totally missed this the last time I was there, but they actually shifted some of the pictures around. So they actually took out a picture and they brought that picture back. They call it April December, because what it is it's a lady that, or it looks like a young woman and it says April at the bottom, and then it slowly shifts to an old woman, and it kind of goes through it's basically showing like through a year, it goes from like a young woman to an old woman, which, sounds like there's something weird or sinister going on there. Yeah. Somebody aging that fast in a year. But so that picture was gone for a while and they brought that back, but it looks like they've done some updates to it, because in the video, there was actually a quick section where, she winked. So it looks like they've made it like a digital thing, and it may even be more animated than that. So
yeah, it looks cool. I mean, it looks really interesting.
Yeah, it's like you said, it doesn't seem like it's not a massive change to the ride, which honestly, I'm glad that they didn't do that. It's one of those things where, like Damon said, don't change the ride. I don't want you to like rip out the ride and bring me something totally new. Definitely update the ride. And it seems like they took that to heart here, is that they knew darn well if they completely like redid the ride, that, you would make a lot of people mad, that it's not really worth the amount of effort, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, these are good, they're good tweaks, I think, to what's in the ride right now.
Yeah, I think there's some interesting additions there, and it's cool that picture that they added was it was from the original, I think, right? It was from the original version.
Yeah, it was. So that picture was at the end of the hallway originally, and then back in somewhere in the 2000s, they switched that picture with the Medusa one, and then they added the hanged man / ghost host into the mix. Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, at least they didn't do anything. I know you were kind of scared a little bit about what they were going to do, but they didn't do anything too crazy.
Yeah, this is actually what I was hoping for, is that, they showed it off, and it's like, the ride itself is not completely turned on its head. Like they've just done some tweaks, and, I haven't been to Disneyland in quite a few years now, and my wife and I were actually talking about it after we saw this, and it was like, yeah, we need to get back and see this stuff, because there's enough there that even though I've been on the Haunted Mansion more than enough times, it's always fun to find new stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I think that was the only thing we had left, was just this post about some new Disneyland food. Although it's more just what food they're going to have when they reopen, right? And yeah, a lot of it is the traditional stuff, but it looks like they're adding some stuff in there too. So
I had a quick look through it. I didn't see anything that really stood out to me as like, like you said, it's a lot of the places that were open before are reopening, and yeah, there's no like big food item here that it's. But, to be fair, because of the fact that they're just reopening, it's not like they want to introduce an entire new menu. They just want to get people in there again.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's some good looking stuff in here. I mean, some of these churros look really good. They mentioned fluffernutter, s'mores, strawberry cheesecake, milk and cookies, and of course the original one. And that all sounds
churros, good. Yeah. Churros, lots of churros. Yeah.
Yep, and then brisket mac and cheese always sounds good too. But those are some items that were at Touch of Disney. So, a s'more shake, that sounds good. I would love a s'more shake. That sounds delicious to me. Yeah, I'm just looking through this. There's some. I mean, the cupcake looks good in here, and there's some. The mac and cheese looks good. Pulled pork nachos. It looks like, right, or brisket or something. Some sort of. What did I say those were? Did I say what those were?
Nacho? No.
There was some nacho. There's some nachos in there. It looks like pulled pork to me, but it could be something else. It's hard to tell. But they don't really list it. Now, usually their food posts, they like list what each dish is. This one they don't.
Yeah, I think that it was just them saying, hey,
here's some food.
Yeah, these places are open, and make sure that you come check it out.
Exactly.
I am drawn. There's one picture here of it looks like a Dole Whip, but it's got like something blue underneath of it.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I don't think they don't list what it is either, do they?
Or I think actually this might be at the Adorable Snowman Frosted Treats, which if you haven't been to Pixar Pier, it's the Abominable Snowman from Monsters Inc. He's selling snow cones basically, but he's actually crossed out like the sign on it is he's crossed out abominable and wrote adorable over top of it. And, and I think one of the things you can get is called, one of the frozen treats is called It's Lemon, which is, from the movie.
Which reference, that's a good reference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just pulling because that's what's in the background, right? So let me pull up the menu really quick. Yeah. It looks like lemon and pineapple swirl is something they have, but I don't know why the lemon would be blue.
Yeah, I don't understand what the blue. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just haven't updated it yet. I don't know. I don't know. We don't have a lot of information here. So, and when I don't really want to go through like the nightmare it seems like it was to get tickets the other day. I'm sure you saw that.
That goes back to our previous conversation. Even like DVC is not the only one experiencing trouble with getting through to them. It's it's Disney wide, right? There's lots of people trying to get tickets, trying to modify reservations, add, change, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm glad that I didn't, I couldn't have anyway. But if I was like, if I was like, hey, I'm going to go to Disneyland, that you're right, that would have been frustrating at best. For sure.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Okay. I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else?
No, I think we've covered quite a lot today. And,
we have.
Yeah.
And we recorded 2 episodes.
Exactly.
I'm telling everybody things I shouldn't tell them again. Yeah. So we recorded an extra episode today for while I'm out on vacation. Coming up soon here, as I just got my Magic Band. So
exactly. So so keep an eye out for that, and that'll be in a couple of weeks, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, I guess let's wrap up. So we'll start with the usual stuff. As usual, you can always find us at welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. We get listener questions that way. You guys can always reach out to us at, as we're getting back into it, Tom is taking a trip. As you guys are starting to get back to the parks yourselves, we'd love to hear your own trip reports. So feel free to drop us an email if you want to let us know how a trip go, if there was anything unusual or surprising that popped up on your trip. We would love to hear about that. And as usual, if you guys got questions for us for the next podcast, you can email us there. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, you should join the Facebook group. It's called Welcome Home Disney Waitlist. We do post a question thread in there every week, so you can ask your questions in there and get them on the episode. On Facebook, you can find us as Welcome Home Podcast, so you can reach out to us there as well. If you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can find us as Welcome Home Podcast, and hopefully once Tom's able to take his trip, we'll have some more videos posted up there, and it'll become a little more consistent with new YouTube content going forward. So subscribe there, knowing full well that you guys will be able to catch more videos as things get back to normal.
Feels like a lot of pressure, Trevor.
It's you don't have to monologue for an hour. It can be just a minute. It's fine.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. No, I assume there will be things that you'll want to video while you're there.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Exactly. So no pressure, but keep an eye on it, guys, because even if Tom doesn't do any videos, as more of us get back to the park, you will find more and more videos popping up.
Yep.
So
for sure.
So make sure you're subscribed there. Same thing for Instagram. Instagram is Welcome Home Pics. You can follow us there, and like Tom said, when he's on his trip, his wife will be posting stuff on Instagram for him to help us out.
Yeah, she's going to be our social media intern.
Yeah, exactly. So, so keep an eye out for that. And as Tom mentioned, if you want a mask or a shirt or anything like that, make sure you go check out store.welcomehomepodcast.com because you can pick stuff up before your trip, or if you just want to have some Welcome Home merchandise.
And iTunes reviews.
Yeah, iTunes reviews. Good reviews are better, but Damon definitely likes his 1-star reviews. But we do like iTunes. We like any and all reviews. Make sure you guys leave us a review. It helps other people find the podcast because those reviews, it makes the podcast show up more frequently for other people. But it also, we do read it as Damon said. You're never going to make Damon change, but we do listen to what you guys say and we do consider your feedback. So make sure you leave us a review.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spotify, just about any place you can find podcasts. You can find us. Just search for Welcome Home. Look for the one that says Disney and DVC. Just a reminder to our listeners, Welcome Home Podcast is for entertainment only. We are not employed by the Walt Disney Company, and as such, any and all opinions we express on the show are our own. Please consult your DVC representative or a DVC cast member for more information about anything we talked about today. Huge thank you to DVC Resale Market and Monera for sponsoring this episode and for being our partners for so long here and really supporting the show. So join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion, of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Do a huddle when we hit a chair. How she can cuddle is no man's affair. I looked around from pole to pole, found her in a sugar bowl.